There is a friend group or specific community that you have been diligently cultivating for a very long time. And suddenly, out of nowhere, it has erupted into chaos. Deep-seated resentment, deep-seated hostility, and deep-seated conflict has arisen. Now, this is going to take some very compassionate mediation paired with very practical guidance to navigate the terrain you now find yourself in. But today, we're going to work with the mother archetype to provide the help that you've asked for. This is your friendly reminder. If you have caught the replay, you can always 2x your speed or click the timestamps below to jump where you would like to go. Before we begin, I want to give you some of the energy I was working with, some synchronicities you may be experiencing right now. Hello, Kelly. Good to see you. We missed you yesterday. So the message came from the 8 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups, 5 of Swords. And then we got the Knight of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, and the 4 of Pentacles. So what I was hearing is, through this chaos, in this situation where things are very tumultuous right now, stability can arise. We can build a foundation of security, but it's going to be a lot of work, okay? Now, the thumbnail has this beautiful Knight of Cups, which is the Lady of the Lake. And we're going to go ahead and start today's message digging into that. But I want to finish the rest of the signs before we do that. So, classical English poetry. So, William Blake, John Keats, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, or Lord Byron came through. And I was about to write down Shakespeare, and my body just went, Arr! So someone loves it but hates Shakespeare. It's coming through. Also, Taylor Swift's Shake It Off song came through. Something about messy action, acting messily because of there needing to be swift action. You can't take the time to act in the way that's strategic or planned. Like, it's just very much acting before, like, you can let the pieces all the way fall apart. And then the idea of being out of your depth, navigating something that is way beyond your comfort zone. And I heard, this is beyond me. And then after I heard that, I heard, this is beyond all of us. Also, yesterday I did a personal reading, and one of the cards that came out also came out for us. So the collective consciousness is having a big impact on the situation for you specifically, for this friend group, for this community, and for the world at large. So just being very mindful of separating our energy from the energy of the collective is going to be a big deal. Is that everything? Oh, and then some words that came through that you may be feeling right now. So you may be feeling disillusioned, kind of like beyond all of this, or just fed up with all of it, having a lack of motivation. And then the specific word disenfranchised popped in, and I was like, okay, I need to go look this up. So disenfranchised means the loss of power, rights, or the right to vote, often indicating someone that feels left out, ignored, treated unfairly. A lot of times this has to do with social injustices and things of that nature, or legally losing your right to vote. So that may be something that we're experiencing here. And the idea of stop doing, start experiencing came through. Now, I know that may not make sense, but the way I experienced or interpreted that message, stop doing. So stop thinking about what you need to do. Stop doing halves, like I have to do this, I should do this, it only makes sense to do this. Anything that your ego mind would be forcing on you as an obligation, stop doing and start experiencing, start being the experiencer of this moment right now, of the present moment. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and dig into this message, which was super beautiful. And this is also where the inspiration for that English poetry came through when I saw Lady of the Lake. It just reminded me of that. Can you see the card? There we go. From passion to vulnerability, from allure to insecurity, embrace each feeling as a step towards a deeper connection. So you're going through a phase of deep feeling and profound nuances, provoking the romantic in you and finding yourself in a state of unfolding, specifically an unfolding of the heart. You are ready to engage in a romantic relationship. The same energy also manifests as the burning desire to immerse yourself in the world of art, culture, and music. Engaging in storytelling and active listening is a beautiful pastime that honors the sacred in all things. Isn't that such a beautiful line? It honors the sacred in all things. Oh, I love that. Okay, tune into the sacred and walk an intuitive path. Feel inspired to make conscious decisions and strive towards a meaningful existence. This intense heart energy wants more from interactions and experiences than what is presented at face value. So that idea of stop doing what's expected, stop doing what you're currently experiencing and start experiencing what you actually want is tying back into this so good. It compels you to do the right thing. Think and act with compassion and sympathy, and your heart will be nourished by all it desires and grow to share its power with all around you. Now we're going to read the narrative. They say the Lady of the Lake dwells beneath the water, but such is the way with gods. Their tales are rarely as they seem. What you must know is that she's an ancient deity born before time itself. She's the keeper of countless stories, having witnessed the rise and fall of kings, empires, and the magic that shaped them. Monarchs and magicians have sought her mirrored counsel, sharing their secrets and seeking her favor. For a long time, she held the balance of power, subtly shaping the destinies of kingdoms. Though rarely seen in battle, she championed her causes with ruthless efficiency. Some misunderstood her, but remember, she hails from a primal time when knights dueled, magic thrived, and the world danced to a different rhythm. She holds the secrets of magic, the thread that binds all worlds. Even today, those who gaze into the waters may sense her presence, encountering something older than time itself. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Okay, so that was the card that I felt led to read based on the energy of like this friend group or community that is having some trouble right now. The moon was on the very bottom of the deck. And so I felt like I've seen this card probably 3 or 4 times in the past 2 weeks, and I haven't read the story. And I was like, this is calling to us specifically today. Look at how beautiful this is. And it goes, so, I mean, Cups energy is intuitive. Intuition, so it kind of makes sense why this would go with this all water energy, but some of this really tied into that other message, so I was like, we got to share it. So the moon. Embrace your intuition and the power of committing to your inner work. Honor the pull you feel to the realm of magic and mystery. It's a time of magic where you will be called to immerse yourself in occult wisdom and walk the path of the mystic. Such a path is as intuitive as it is academic. It demands a sacred pledge, and with it, a sacrifice at a soul level. This is the moon's way of enticing you to prove your worth. And it's profoundly sacred exchange between you and the goddess. The moon makes you aware of the need to work with your unconscious mind to liberate your shadow and heal. Put aside your rational mind and your judgments at this time. What was I talking about? Stop doing, start experiencing, stop doing what's expected, stop doing what the mind is telling you, start experiencing now. Surrendering with your intuition to this now. Let's see. The ways of the moon are not typical and can occasionally be unnervingly bizarre. Those words stood out like really big, like unnervingly bizarre. So you could be going through some really bizarre things right now, especially with that messy, like acting messily energy. It's like, these things are so bizarre. I don't even know. Like, I just have to do something. Nevertheless, you will find freedom of expression in the seemingly uncomfortable. This card calls for self-expression through intuitive and artistic means. Honor the fantastic and whimsical, which aligns with our childlike imagination and connects us with the powerful yet simple concept of play. The moon encourages you to forge a deeper connection with your intuition. Explore and work with it, allowing such skill to lead you through your situation. Divination practices that function in alignment with the water element will help you at this time. All right, so the narrative, I'm just going to read. Kale feels the wild and unbridled call of the goddess. Powerful and restless, she is claimed. She rises from her bed and sneaks out of her cottage to not disturb a soul. Through the forest, she walks barefoot, over leaf, log, and rock, until she finally reaches the center of the meadow, her sacred place, and gazes upwards at the silver lady in the sky. Then there's the pool, the force of the lady reaching down from the heavens to unleash the might of Kale. Do you guys hear that? To unleash the might of Kale, to unleash the might of the person being called to the moon, not unleash the might of the moon, to unleash the power that's already inside you. Her head is thrown back, her back arches, her hair shape shifts into lunar moths, and a circle of power rises around her. Little does she know that she is not the only one. Others in nameless places look to the lady and feel the claiming with heart and soul. Such is the life of the moon priestess, never chosen by man, always claimed by the lady herself, and such a claim is never to be refuted. So beautiful. So that is the energy we are working with going into this message, okay? Before we get into it further, we are going to do some breath work. Let me see if I get the banner up. We're going to do breathe in for 6, hold for 2, and breathe out for 8. Breath work is a great way to connect with your body, to cleanse yourself of any of those collective energies that you're tapping into, right? I said that is going to be a big deal for us. To connect yourself back to now, to your soul, to your experience, right? And disconnect from everything else around us. We'll do 3 rounds of this breathing, and then we'll get into the message. You ready? Let's begin. Very nice. I have my grounding pad here today, guys. It's here every day, and I normally just put my feet on it. But today, I just feel the need to be very grounded. I think it has to do with the collective consciousness right now. So through this message, I may end up putting my hands and sitting like this for a little bit just to kind of really ground into the space. All right. Let's get into this message. You asked for help. There is conflict. There is chaos. There are powers beyond your control, cosmically, globally. We're going to work with the mother and get guidance today. The way this message will work is I will pull a message from the mother, and then we'll pull one oracle card from the Medicine Heart Oracle. And then at the very end, after I deliver the message, we will pull a card from the Vagus Nerve deck to ground the message into your body, help carry us forward, help us bring this message into our actual lives. Right? The Vagus Nerve deck helps you regulate your nervous system, helps you regulate your body, right? And if you have a regulated body, it's much easier to not listen to this brain, not listen to these thoughts, not listen to this ego identity trying to steal the driver's seat, steal the steering wheel. Words. Where are they today? All right. Mother, can you please give us collective guidance? Oh, that's interesting. Can you please give us collective guidance? So I'm hearing all the mothers. I mean, that's who I imagine when I speak to the mother, but it's very all the mothers. Guidance for this collective, please. They ask for help. There is conflict. There is chaos. There is uncertainty. Guidance, please, mother. Of course, these parts come out. Of course. Oh my gosh, of course. Oh, I'm not surprised. We were talking so much about power. We have the 3 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. There, can you see that now? This came out in somebody's personal reading the other day. 2 people's, actually. I just looked this up and I already forgot how to pronounce it. I do know it's Portuguese. This is an extra card in this deck. It's called I think it's Brusha. That's how it's pronounced. And then we got the High Priestess. There we go. Now you can see it. And we got the Magician. Yes. Why am I not surprised? Like, they always point it back to us every single time. All right, I do want to go ahead and pull this Oracle card. And then I will save it and we'll read it at the end if I want to go ahead and pull it. One card, please, Spirit, to help guide this collective through this conflict in a way that is gentle and trust and intuition and leads with love and curiosity. Thank you. Oh, that's 2 cards. This one. All right, we got Second Sight. So we will read that at the very end as number 5. I have been seeing 555, so maybe that is a sign for somebody. I didn't write it down because I didn't think it was. Okay. Actually, guys, bear with me, but I feel like we need to do the Oracle first. You know, we're talking about trusting the flow, going with the flow. I feel like we need to do the Oracle. So we're going to do that. Let's see. Second sight is the spiritual vision or clairvoyance of the soul. Your vision of a situation may not yet be completely clear, but your soul knows how to remedy that. Be willing to look beneath the surface and sense the truth. Oh my gosh, that's so interesting because we were looking at the Lady of the Lake and it said she normally is below the water, below the surface. Okay. Such knowledge is a karmic birthright for the answers to all questions. We're asking for help. The answer to all questions are provided as an expression of spiritual grace. We were talking about approaching the situation with compassion and kindness and curiosity. And grace is an extension of that, right? Know that you are blessed with spiritual guides and soul guardians who are looking out for you. When you are ready to receive it, you will be gifted with the knowledge of what is true and what to do. Yes. I feel like there is something in this community, something in this situation that either you're not willing to see a certain way, and so you cannot have the guidance. Like it's like with these eyes here, it's like your soul already sees it, but your ego or your mind doesn't want to see it, doesn't want to acknowledge or accept a certain situation about this group. It could be the dynamics. It could be somebody that needs to be removed from the group, right? Like they're not contributing to the community in a way that is uplifting and encouraging. They are taking from the community or stirring up the community in a way that is disruptive, harmful, and honestly violent. I'm not saying physically violent, but energetically violent. Yeah, it's where all this chaos is coming from. Okay, let's keep reading. Owl is unusual amongst her feathered kin. Her eyes face forwards rather than being at the sides of her head. She is able to sense distance with great precision. She also has the capacity to hunt accurately in complete darkness due to her exceptional hearing. She relies upon sight and sound rather than scent to hunt successfully. Wolf has sharp vision and hearing, has high intelligence, yet his most powerful sense is smell. Together, this unlikely duo represents the fullness of spiritual discernment, insight, and the capacity to recognize and accurately interpret subtle energies, including messages of spiritual guidance. What I was saying, yeah. Their collective power symbolizes truth, grasped from amongst even the most confusing or veiled of situations. Yeah. I'm not saying that the situation is easy to discern. I'm not saying that it is very clear, but I'm saying you have an innate knowing inside you about what to do with the situation, about who's responsible for the situation. And ultimately, everyone is ultimately responsible, right? And it's not if, to the degree that the collective consciousness is playing a role in this also needs to be evaluated, right? If there's an energy that one person is holding and then they are removed from the group, someone else normally will just take up that energy. So there needs to be a healing at the energy level in this situation. Both owl and wolf are apex predators and nocturnal hunters. In soul language, this refers to the spiritual capacity for self-protection and self-care, even when you cannot consciously know all that is happening around you. Or as I was talking about, trusting your intuition, trusting the path of the unseen, right? Leading with your knowing, leading with your, not your logical mind, right? Leading with the soul. The oracle advises that even if you may not yet know all of the relevant facts, that's what I'm hearing. Like there's things that you need to know that would help you make a decision that you don't have. Your intuition will help you navigate your life path effectively and successfully. But what I'm hearing is like once you get that information, it's just going to be a confirmation of what you already feel. And like your brain is like, I need that. I have to have the confirmation. I have to have the validation. But your soul doesn't need that to act. Your soul doesn't need that to experience right now. Your soul knows the path. Because you're always on the path. Oh, man. Be willing to discern when to pause and when and how to act, rather than diving in without forethought or taking things at face value. Yeah, that's what I was saying. You're acting messily. You're just reacting, not actually responding. Successful hunters assess situations from a wider perspective and wait for the right timing before taking action. Through a combination of wisdom, instinct, and intuition, your timing will be excellent, and you will not allow anyone or any situation to get the better of you. I'm hearing when your brain is telling you to act, you need to not act. When your brain is urging you, do this, do this, do this, you need to slow down and take 5 breaths, 5 long breaths, okay? When you can come back to a place of calmness in your body, a place of stillness, you can make a decision from there. As hunters, the soul totem learnings for owl and wolf teach how to overcome fear and hesitation and to claim what is rightfully yours. Yeah, there's definitely a level of hesitation here where you know the person you need to talk to and the things that you need to say. And the hesitation is because you either don't want to confront them, you don't like having conflict, or you're worried about how others in the community are going to respond to whatever this, like the fact that you confronted this problem head on instead of just letting it simmer. There can be reluctance in sensitive people to assert their worth and claim what rightfully belongs to them, such as personal space or respect. Sometimes such hesitancy is based on misconceptions that to do so would be an expression of entitlement or selfishness, rather than an act based on healthy self-esteem. And I want to say there, boundaries, if you need to establish boundaries, those are not acts of aggression or acts of control. Boundaries are healthy. They help us have a safe container in which to experience community and experience connection with others, okay? Entitlement and selfishness are about taking from the earth without care or consideration, whereas healthy self-esteem is about a willingness to receive your divine birthright as a human being. It is not until you fully embrace and lay claim to your right to exist, your right to stop doing and just start existing and experiencing, right? Your right to live your life in integrity with your own heart. Yeah, because in your heart that's the soul pushing you, right? And the mind is the ego, and the mind is all of the constructs and all of the conditioning. And the heart is where your soul is like, this way, follow this. This is it. This is the thing. Yes, yes, this thing, this. That the fulfillment of your destiny can unfold. Given that fulfillment of destiny liberates karma and therefore brings spiritual benefit to all beings, to claim and live one's life fully is not a selfish act. No, It is the most loving act you could ever do for anyone. If you're not fully living in authenticity to who you are, you're living a lie to everyone around you, and every connection you have with other people is a lie. That's a disservice. That's an act of betrayal to others. Betraying yourself is ultimately betraying others. We are all one. It is an essential act of soul affirmation with the potential to manifest spiritual grace in our world, but we must have the courage to pursue and receive our destiny. There is something within yourself or your life that you need to zone in on. I told you, you know what you need to do. It may be an intuition that you need to acknowledge or a piece of information that you need to carefully consider. You may have to go hunting within to access this awareness, preventing it from becoming hidden beneath the layers of judgment, layers of fear or doubt. The soul can circle around the fear, witnessing without judgment. Yeah, but it's okay to have fear. Fear is not the enemy. Fear is just a response. Fear is just a signal that you don't feel safe in an environment. There's something beyond your comfort level. What was I talking about? You're beyond your depths. The soul, we did that. Gaining understanding of the secret beliefs driving the emotion, yeah. And what the ancestral origins or contributions to those beliefs may be, for sure. From that clarity, you garner your wisdom, your intelligence, and your strength. Yes, you do. You become ready for an inner reckoning from which you will arise triumphant over fear. Man, can I just say, when you stop living from fear, that is true freedom. My ego mind is still yammering in the back of my head. It sounds like a very distant echo now, a very distant yelling, but it's like, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. And my soul's like, nah. It's so peaceful, guys. Like, and people have asked me, what's changed? Why? What is different? And I'm like, there is fear, but I am not afraid. Man, guys, you got to get there. It's so nice. And you don't have to get there. I'm sorry. It's not a goal, but the liberation is amazing. I wish it for everyone. Having learned that, let's see where we go. You become ready for an inner reckoning from which you will arise triumphant over fear, having learned what soul medicine is needed. You have it within you, yeah, to deal with anything that is taking place in your life. Summon your inner owl and wolf wisdom and prepare to see, hear, and sniff out the truth at the most opportune moment. The universe wants this for you. Yes. Ultimately, good things shall come from it. Yes. Oh, if you ever listen to anybody, when there is something terrible that happens in their life, people would say it would be the worst thing that ever happened in their life. Normally, if you come back like 5 years later, they're like, that was the best thing that could have ever happened to me, because it causes you to reevaluate everything, restructure everything, come back at a zero point, and recreate, rebuild a healthy version, a soul aligned version where you have healthy boundaries and you can speak with compassion and kindness, but also the authority, right? I'm not going to just let you talk to me like that. If we're going to have a conversation, we're going to have a respectful one, right? To succeed, we must know that success is possible, right? Are you asking for help because you don't think that there could be any success? And then believe in ourselves and the community of guides, guardians, spiritual and earthly helpers that supports and also benefits from successful progression of the soul's healing journey. I don't like that verbiage, but we're just going to leave it at that. There are energies within us, such as doubt, that can work against liberation. Yeah. And doubt is often stemming from the conditioning, right? Or the mind's inability to understand or grasp this inner soul knowing. They're at odds. There is a knowing you experience in your heart that you can't explain where the information comes from. You can't explain why you know it. And the mind will doubt that because there is no, oh yeah, that makes sense. That's why. So we have to balance the doubt, the mind, with this known soul feeling expression. It's not an emotion. Let's see. Yet when approached with spiritual intelligence, they become the very forces that teach you how to empower yourself. Yeah, right. I told you I still hear the fear. I still see the fear. But the fear is not me. The fear is not you. And you don't have to let it control you. You can take your power back. You don't have to be disenfranchised. Stop letting it take away your right to vote on what you want to do in your life. You vote. You choose. How are you going to do this? What is the action you're going to take? Choose from here. Not fear, not doubt, not anxiety, not fear of rejection or worried about what other people are going to think of you. When you recognize this, there is a fearless quality that arises within the soul, and you become willing to be you more freely, more wildly, more joyfully. How the world needs such joy. Can you just say that how well that just summed up everything we've just been reading, from the Knight of Cups card to the Kale card with the Knight of Moon or with the moon? Beautiful, beautiful culmination. Thank you so much. Second sight, owl and wolf spirit. Tap into your power, friends. Like, it is ready for you. Okay. So I'm not surprised. Like I told you when these cards came out, I was like, I'm not surprised at all. The Borussia. This is the witch that's in tune with nature, that's in tune with cycles, that's in tune with magic and intuition. And what did we read about? We read about the moon. We read about your emotions and being in touch with that feminine, wild, flowing, not logical at all side. And then we have the High Priestess. Like, that is the knower in here, something that you experience. There's a term that I used to say a lot, and I will still say it. It's a good pointer. You remember who you are. You remember the truth of who you are, right? But even remembering that word, remembering, makes you think that it's something that you have to actually do in here, right? It's some memory you have to experience. But what it really is, it's an experiencing of you. It's an experiencing of your soul. And when you experience that soul, it unlocks all of this knowing, all of this remembrance. It's not something you do. It's something you embody, something you experience. And could we say that anymore with the High Priestess, right? The mysterious one, the one that walks between the world and the spiritual. And then the Magician. I'm like, power, 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 power. Like, these are literally, this is a bonus card in this deck. Oh, I gotta cover this up. There we go. Bonus card in this deck, the High Priestess and the Magician. Like, that's power. So what guidance do you need? You need to tap into your power, like Kale. Like, with the moon bestowing the power that Kale had rising within her. You need to explore and experience life in a way where you're free and courageous and choosing to lead from love, choosing to lead from the soul and not being constrained, not being afraid, not letting fear vote for you, vote for yourself. I want to read the High Priestess. I think she's quite lovely, and we need to know. Hold is the character. Hold, the High Priestess. Connect with the profound knowing hidden in the deepest parts of your inner being. What were we talking about? It's in here. It's not out here. It's not coming from me. It's not coming from your mom. It's not coming from your therapist. It's coming from in here. Your inner being. This is the pathway for initiation into the feminine mysteries. Do not be seduced by superficial illusions. What was I saying about feeling disillusioned at the beginning of this reading? Oh my gosh, I love it. This card signals a time of intuitive development and profound inner growth. Your psychic gifts make their presence felt deep in the core of your being, and a sense of knowing envelops you in an inexplicable way. Yeah, words fail. Language fails when you tap into your soul, when you start experiencing life from the seat of your soul as the witness of your life, words fail. You can't explain it. You're like, yeah, but I can't tell you how. I can't. It's just beyond. It's beyond. There's a term in the spiritual community. It's not an understanding, it's an understanding. It's beyond a mental conception, a mental understanding, to walk the path of the soul, to experience the soul. And you can do it at any time. It's not some magical thing. It's not something you have to achieve. It's been there since you were born. It's waiting for you at every moment to transcend this, right? Detach from this and settle back into this. You need time to process and recalibrate. Allow yourself that time by taking care of your needs and listening to what your mind, body, and spirit are telling you. Yeah. Pay particular attention to your dreamscape and consider any signs you notice. By doing so, the synchronicities will point to a more favorable outcome to your question. Nice. So what synchronicities are showing up in your life when it comes to the situation with these people? I bet you're already seeing signs like that are confirming what you need to do, right? You're getting ads on your social media accounts, and that's what I love. Like, everything is mental. I will have thoughts, just thoughts, friends. I will not tell a single soul, not a single soul. And I'll get ads on all my social media accounts for what I'm thinking of. That's how I found this office. I didn't tell anybody that I wanted to have an office space. It just popped up in my feed. Wild. Everything is mental. Except for the soul. The soul is not. But this reality is. Getting off track. Sorry. Okay. The presence of the high priestess also introduces you to the powerful dark feminine, and with it, the mystique of the inner world. With that deep knowing comes a desire to explore its source. This desire for exploration is both necessary and revolutionary. You find that the call of the mystic arises, leading you down an occult path in search of deeper truths. There you will discover a well of history and power that you can assimilate in order to gain confidence and clarity within the second scope, grand scope of your intuitive gifts. All right, we're going to read the lovely Hold story. Hold sees all. She sees beyond the facade and the carefully constructed veneer of humanity. Forever lost in the world of foresight and premonition, Hold walks the veiled world at the behest of those seeking her gifts. Her strength is marred to her mystique and to a skill that leaves those with safeguarded secrets quivering in their skin. That's what I'm hearing. Like, you know some things intuitively about the situation in this collective that I feel like you're afraid to express because you're like, I have no way of actually knowing this, but I feel like this really needs to be said. Yeah. And it's going to leave them quaking. It's going to leave them shaking. It's going to leave them rocked to their core. Hold does not boast, nor does she speak out in attack or defense of others, for this is not the function of an oracle. Her gift is knowing the deepest of truths and sharing that which is necessary when it is necessary. Exactly. You have been sitting on this. You know what is necessary to share. But because you don't want to be boastful or speak out or be trying to like show your talents out, you're like, oh, I'm not going to say it. Say it. Say it. It needs to be said. It is now the time to express this, not in an unkind way, not in a way that attacks them or belittles them or leaves them like ostracized. You can have this conversation in private, right? And you can do it in a loving way. You can do it in a way, I genuinely care about you and I care about including you remaining in this group. How can we get to that point where your presence is a beautiful part of this energy and not something that is tearing us all apart, right? Hold is composed and formidable in her own right. Those who know of her know all too well the consequences of disrespecting the oracle. Yeah, like you're defenseless, my friend. You don't have to defend yourself because your spirit team, the universe, God, everybody is already defending you. They're already holding you. They're already protecting you. Okay. And I found it really interesting, like when it talked about Hold being lost in the ethereal, the premonition, like in that world. And I told you guys, like, I am grounding a lot during this reading because I can just feel the spiritual just like floatiness, like it's not disconnect, but it's definitely much more over here than when I experience the energy. But we're going to close out the message from the mother with the magician, of course. Wands, that of the self, that of independence, that of initiation. Oh man, I'm going to end it the way I just heard it because that's just, it's perfect. Approach this group, approach this friend group, this community, this problem from the perspective of one. I am you. You are me. The tree is me. We are all the same energetic consciousness at the core, right? Come from that place, right? Experience the conversation from that place. Before I came in here to do this reading, I was reminding myself, okay, Kayla, when you go into this reading, don't completely lose yourself to the reading. Reserve some of your energy. Stay back in the soul seat. Stay back in the witness seat. So you need to come back to that experience, a witnesser, when you're having this conversation. Don't lose your awareness in the conversation, in the dispute, in the conflict. Be the experiencer of the person navigating the conflict. But always remember, you're not this person navigating the conflict. You're here. Come back to here. Rest in here. Okay, my friends? We are going to pull a connection card from the Vagus Nerve deck, and then I'll get into personal readings. One card, please, to ground this message into our bodies, to help us regulate our nervous systems. That'll be the service for the highest good for this collective. Man, of course we're going to get this. Tapping for emotional freedom, so EFT. We had a tapping card the other day, and I thought it was EFT, but it was actually like much more like aggressive tapping. This is the actual tapping that I was talking about when I was explaining it to you guys before. This is actually that. Emotional freedom techniques, EFT, or tapping, is a therapeutic practice that can help you manage difficult emotions or discomfort. Yeah, so maybe what you can do, what I'm hearing intuitively, is do some tapping sessions where you're saying the truths that you need to say to this person while you're doing these tapping exercises. Speak them out loud while you're tapping yourself, because the tapping regulates your nervous system and makes your body feel safe. So it associates these words, these emotions, with safety. It's okay to say this. It's okay to feel this. Okay, so do that maybe for a week up to having the conversation. Could help make it go smoother. It is a therapeutic practice that can help you manage difficult emotions or discomfort. And gently tapping on acupressure points while focusing on emotional issues or physical discomfort can help reduce stress and reset your nervous system. Consistent sessions may significantly improve emotional well-being. So again, when you're saying these things, you need to notice the resistance in your body, notice the fear, notice the hesitancy or the doubt. Notice all of those and accept them. It's okay to feel this doubt in this moment while I'm saying these things. So experience that while you're speaking these words out loud. So you're going to find a comfortable seat using your index and middle finger. Gently tap 5 to 7 times per point. The side of your hand, center of the head, the eyebrow, the side of the eye, under the eye, under the nose, below the lower lip. I found collarbone to be the most effective for me, but you do whatever. I also broke my collarbone as a kid, so maybe that's why. I don't know. Collarbone, and then under the arm. This completes one round. Switch sides and repeat on each side. So this is what you will do. These are the points. You can also find lots of videos on YouTube online about EFT. You can use it for rewiring your subconscious. You can use it for money blocks. You can use it for relationship stuff, whatever. But yeah, Emotional tapping. All right, so that does it for our collective reading. Oh no, it fell on the floor. We're going to go ahead and hop over to personal readings. We add this. Okay, let's see. Again, I'm sorry for all of the black screens. I don't know what was going on about that. Sorry. Oh, it's okay. You weren't able to stay, Kelly. I just wanted you to know we missed you. Hello, Maribel. $100. What is $100? Claim it. You want $100? You claim it. Let's see. Hello, can see. Yeah, there is going to be an eclipse on the 12th. It's going to be really powerful for everybody, just so you guys know. If you are still here, Harshika, it's not. It is free. I just do free readings at the end of my collective readings. Hello, Relina. Hi, Pretty in Pink. Men love collarbones. Kelly. You're being mischievous. You can't really see my collarbone. Oh, no way, Cecilia. Were you really born with a broken collarbone and a broken nose? I know somebody that just had they just had a child and they were born with, I think it was a broken collarbone too. Yeah. For sure, Pretty in Pink, we can do this. Are you still here? You're not banned. You're still, no, you're not the only one in the chat. I don't know why you can only see people. Well, you, but there's lots of people in the chat, Kelly. Pretty in Pink, let me know if you're still here. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, let's do your reading. Cecilia, if you're still here, I sent you an email with your personal reading. Can you please check your spam and make sure it did not go to your spam folder? I sent it yesterday afternoon around 4 o'clock, and then I responded to it this morning. So I want to make sure you got that personal reading, and I'm going to send you your Zoom invite later, or a link later for you to do your Zoom thing. I feel like we need to like shuffle these really good, Pretty in Pink. You still only see your name? Well, obviously on the screen you can see everybody else's name. I'm not sure what you did, Kelly, to your, maybe it's the streaming software because it went blank. Yayness, yeah, girl. All right, one more Pretty in Pink and then I'll do it. I just wanted to do 3 shuffles. Okay, can I get messages and thoughts from my B who, okay, from B, who is your ex who, oh, darling, I didn't even read your question. I'm so sorry. Right away, I'm hearing there's something about if he could tell his younger self, like, to experience your relationship more fully, like, that's what he would do. Like, there's a point of him not experiencing the right relationship to the fullest potential of, even like we think about healing and all these things and like it could have been this, it could have been that, but like he had potential to experience a relationship with you even in a more full way without doing any healing work, and he regrets not experiencing that with you. Yeah. And maybe that's what it is. Like, he knows he had the capacity to behave in a better way. That was just a very intuitive thing that just came through really quickly. All right. Can we please get messages from B? thoughts and messages from B for Pretty in Pink. Pretty in Pink, what's your name? If you don't mind sharing. I just like connecting with you guys with your name, but I can use your username too if you feel more safe with that. I just heard look up. That's fine. I just heard look up. I'm not sure if that's a line in a song or if he would, like, if you spend a lot of time crying lately, it's like you need to look up. Like I'm seeing him like picking up your chin and lifting your chin up, like look up, maybe look at me, look at God. I'm not sure. Something about look up. Oh. Okay, so the card you got with you, dear, it's the Queen of Swords. Are you familiar with the Morgan, the goddess of Morgan? She's the goddess of war and sovereignty, the goddess of land, and she has a very disruptive energy, a very catalytic energy. Yeah, it's like if you're working with the Morgan, your life pretty much goes to shit. Like anything that's keeping you from living your life fully and authentically, very much a Kali Ma kind of energy, disruptive, warring, just like cuts away fiercely, ferociously, but you are always held. You are always safe. The Morgan always cradles the ones that are in her care when she is ushering you through this phase in your life. And so what I'm hearing from him is, yeah, especially with the skull here. Lots of green coming through. So heart chakra. Just give me a minute, please. There's something about alignment. I have the Queen of Swords and the Nine of Wands. When I was putting the deck down, the Nine of Wands popped out. When I put them here, you can see the knife and the wand were both aligned. So there's something about in this phase in your life where things may seem it's been a bit ruthless. Things may seem like you're holding death in one hand and you're holding the truth in this other hand. And it feels meaningless. It's like, why? What? Yeah, and again, back to the crying, like here, it looks like tears coming down. The Nine of Wands. We all know the Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. So overall, I feel like he just wants you to know that he's sorry for not holding on to you tighter with the Four of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, letting you be drifting around. Everyone has their own beliefs. I believe when we die, we all have a life review and we have to look at everything, every decision we made in our life and every interaction we had in our life. And what I'm hearing is in his life review, he actually felt the pain that he inflicted on you. He felt that pain. And so now he definitely has a much broader understanding of what you went through and how his actions impacted you, especially when it seems like there was a part of him that didn't think that it was impacting you the way it did. I'm not sure if you kind of at some point started withdrawing, telling him how he was impacting you, or if that was the case from the beginning, but he definitely didn't realize how impactful his actions were. But with the Morgan coming through, it's like, yeah, that was savage. It was very brutal action. Definitely no compassion, definitely not acting in a way that is loving. And still somehow you endured it. And so he wants to thank you for sharing that phase in his life with him, even though you were being, I don't want to use words like that, but he does not hold any judgment for you lashing out at him at all. Honestly, he's amazed that you restrained yourself as much as you did when you lashed out at him. Because having experienced what you experienced, being cut to the quick is what I'm hearing, the way you were cut to the quick, he felt the stripping away, the diminishment, the hollowing of the self in that life review. There's something about your eyes. I don't know if he said something about your eyes, but and your eyes changing. I don't know if you had vision problems or if like the color of your eyes or the size of your eyes or something with like your eyes. He's always admired. Oh, he saw what he did to you through your eyes, even here before the life review. He saw how it impacted you through your eyes. He saw the lifelessness, like he saw how what he was doing was sucking your life force away. Mm-hmm. But it's not it's very much just like the energy that I'm feeling right now is very much just an energy of reconciliation. Um, let the past be the past. Let's bygones be bygones. I know your pain. I felt your pain. It's definitely I'm sorry for him making you feel that way. He doesn't hold any resentment. He doesn't hold any resentment for the things you said to him at all, because he understands why you responded that way. I think if the biggest thing he would want you to know is to, if you're not familiar with the Morrigan, to start working with the Morrigan and use that ruthless power, use that power that she brings to tap into your sovereignty. Yeah, I don't really get anything on that either. But he's not, like, his energy is not, it's not, God, why can I not speak? It's not chaotic. It's not painful. It's not fearful. It just is. Yeah. I think that's what he would want you to remember as the love. And he would want to give you more of that love if he could. And I just heard, keep smiling, baby doll. That's what I heard. Okay. Would anybody else like a reading? That's what I got for you, Pretty in Pink. You're welcome, hon. You sure can, Kelly. What would you like it to be? Get my grounding pad to kind of. Again, there's a bit of delay in the chat for me, guys, so I'm never ignoring you. It just kind of comes through a little bit slower for me. My hair is bothering me. You guys mind if I fix it, please? Bothering me. Sure, we'll do that. Kelly will do yours. Pretty in Pink, if you're still here, I want to do an oracle card reading for you after I'm done with Kelly. If you would like to stay for that, let me know. Me too, Kelly. Me too, babe. Sure, that's fine. You can go ahead and ask the question and we'll do it, and then I'll do that oracle card reading I want to do for you. Mother. Will Kelly be able to be financially independent again? I'm going to do it after yours, Kelly. We'll take turns. It's fine. Will Kelly be financially independent again, Mother? Okay. So we're going to read the card for you, Kelly, also. We have Judgment with She Who Is Unnamed. What I'm hearing is any preconceived notions of financial independence need to be evaluated. Whatever you think financial independence is, you need to look and see if that really is what it matters, if that's really what matters to you, or if that's what you just have been conditioned to believe, right? So is financial independence at the cost of working something you hate, what you want, or is financial independence working in a way that is honoring your soul, the callings of your soul? This reading we were just doing. Yes, you may, Michael, go ahead. Is it in alignment with your soul? Are you following the callings of your soul? Because if you do that, yes, financial independence will come, because that is part of the path of judgment, right? I'm hearing if you do not do this evaluation, if you do not intentionally sit with this and work with this and grapple with what are you willing to do to be financially independent again, you're going to get into a very apathetic state with the Four of Cups. Even if opportunities are in front of you, you will not see them because you're looking at them from the wrong level of consciousness. You're looking at them from the wrong perspective. Okay. So yeah, definitely get into that soul seat, the medicine of the soul, the heart. I understand. Yeah. I understand that. What I would say from all of the work that I have done and what I have learned is when you're working on this financial independence, when you are working towards these desires, don't let this desire of not wanting to be controlled, that's a desire of escape, right? Which puts you in a frequency of fear. You want to come at this from a perspective of, I want to establish financial freedom in a way that lights me up, that uses my natural gifts, that brings me fulfillment, right? It doesn't have to be millions of dollars. You can be financially independent by having income and not owing them anything, right? But that comes from having these positions that are in the right energy. So definitely don't sit focusing on, I need to escape asking her for money. I need to escape, because that's focusing on negativity. That's focusing on lack. Tap into the abundance of opportunity around you. I heard somebody the other day explain, people think it's hard. I think it was Joe Hudson talking about how we think that it's so hard to make money. And he was at one point had this epiphany where he was looking around and he was looking at the road and he was like, wow, people made money laying the road. People made money spraying the lines on the road. People made money making the paint. People made money mixing the paint. People made money selling the paint. People made money selling the paint brushes, right? So we can always get into the abundance mentality, and that's going to usher in this financial independence much easier than focusing on I'm stuck, I'm constrained. Notice the feelings in your body, the constriction, the shrinking versus the expansion, the excitement, the curiosity. We're going to read this card real quick, and then I'm going to move on because we have a couple other people. Judgment calls for introspection and clarity. What did I just say? Look at these limiting beliefs. Look at what you are actually wanting to experience, okay? Urging you to trust your inner wisdom and embrace divine inspiration for lasting personal growth and meaningful change. Yeah. I'm not sure if you're interested in writing. I think that might be something very lucrative for you. So we're going to read the narrative of the story for you, Kelly. Um, On the night of the winter solstice, the time of initiation is upon her. She who has sat betwixt unnamed, unseen, in the sanctity of the forest, tended to only by the daughter of the moon. Disrobing, her hands are bound behind her back, and her eyes are concealed behind a blindfold. Complete trust is given to her carers as her senses are restricted. Yeah, so I'm hearing like right now, your hands are bound, like you were taking care of your family members. It's your dad, right? You're taking care of your dad. There are limitations in place, and that's intentional to make you look outside the normal ways people think to make money. Okay. Complete trust. Oh, we said that. She is anointed from feet to crown, brushed with aromatic leaves, and led to a sacred place where the will of the goddess is felt. There, beneath an ancient weeping willow, the crone stands, sword in hand, ready to hear the vows of the initiate and confer with the gods. It is at this moment, in this place, where every initiate must atone for their deeds. Then and only then can she be given her name and rise as a priestess of the arcane. So here's some journal prompts for you, Kelly. Yeah, it's interesting with the eyes too. How do you judge what is right? How do you judge what is wrong? Describe a time when you were unfairly judged. That's all of us every day, right? What is your understanding of the Hindu concept of karma? Do you have good judgment? Describe the role of judgment in your life. Ooh, the role of judgment in my life has been big. It's one of my big lessons for this life. Yes, financial freedom and financial independence is available to you when you're acting in the energy of the divine, the energy of abundance, the energy of you, who you truly are. When you're not acting out of fear, when you're not caught in a pattern of not being able to see what's in front of you. Okay. I know. I don't know why it keeps freezing. Okay, we're going to come up here and see you. Michael, you didn't ask a question. Are you still here? Oh, yeah, you did. Michael, are you still here? Please let me know and I'll do your reading. Pretty in Pink, I'll jump to you after these new people get done, okay? Michael, are you still here? If not, I'll just do it and you can catch it in the replay. You are here. Awesome. Mother. Something about your throat chakras coming through, Michael. I'm not sure if you have a block in speaking your truth. If there's some shame over this credit that you're afraid to talk about to get the help you need to be able to pay it in full. There's something about speaking that's associated with this credit. Will Michael ever be able to pay his credit card bill in full? All right, Michael, what I am hearing, you're definitely giving a gift of wealth here. We have the Ace of Pentacles. This is the planting of a seed that can grow substantially, right? But the card you actually got is the Seven of Pentacles. Again, this is Pentacles. This is our material world. But sevens are slow. I mean, the Seven of Pentacles is the slow accumulation of wealth. It is the harvest, right? He is harvesting mushrooms right now. But it is through the evaluation of how he's handling his resources, how he's putting in his effort, how he's allocating the time and energy that he has. And so I don't hear that this is something that can be done in full. What I'm hearing is it can be done. You can have no credit card debt, but you have to be intentional. You have to show up in your life responsibly and evaluate your purchases, evaluate when you get a gift of income, right? When money comes in, are you thanking that money for coming in? Even if it automatically needs to go back out, right? If that money has to go back out to pay something else, are you thanking the money for visiting you? That sounds crazy. I know it does, but it brings us into the frequency of gratitude. And that frequency is very close to the frequency of abundance, right? When you start thanking it every time it comes in and thanking it every time it comes out, thank you for being here so I can send this to pay this. Even if it's not paying every bill, thank the money for the bills you can pay. If you can show up every time you're interacting with money in that way, this can definitely be taken care of, right? This is the harvest card. But the harvest comes from intentional evaluation, intentional nurturing, right? You're watering the plants, you're watering the seeds, you're taking care of, you're cultivating that energy, you're cultivating that abundance and that gratitude, okay? Not coming from lack. There's always more than enough money. Money is an energy. Doesn't want to be held hostage in your bank account. Doesn't want to be held hostage in your wallet. It doesn't want to be given to someone else in an energy of lack and resentment. It wants to be given freely, given thankfully, given in an energy of yes. And I know your friends will come back to me, right? Always flowing. All right. I think you may be next. Let me go look up here real quick. Okay, I may say this wrong. Ashan Kai feelings, their current feelings. Ashan's current feelings, is that correct? Ashan's current feelings. Oh. Look, guys, I had a card flip. Let's see if you can find it. Where'd it go? So you guys can see this stuff. Ta-da! Are you still here, Simon? It doesn't matter. I'll read for you anyway. All right. So Ashan's current feelings for Simon. We have the Two of Pentacles with the rainbow spider. And we have the World. Oh, I didn't see that vibing life. Shaman did post earlier. I just pinned his second comment. I will go back and find yours, okay? And the World on the bottom of the deck. So I do want to read this Two of Pentacles for you, Shaman. Simon, am I saying your name wrong? I feel like a circus monkey up here saying you guys' names. Pentacles. Start at the back. Make balancing agreements a part of your day. The spirit of balance depends on multitasking, productivity, and flow. It says it's time to learn how to balance responsibilities, prioritize tasks, and carefully multitask to maintain order and flow of a situation. All right, we're going to read the narrative, the story. The rainbow spider was born with a unique symbol on its back, a symbol said to belong to the realm of the ancients. It stood for sacred balance and the ability to complete tasks at an astonishing rate. It's very interesting that it said completing tasks because you have the World on the bottom of the energy or bottom deck energy. This is completion. This is wholeness, right? It is said that if you find a rainbow spider in your home, a particular series of events will unfold. Your environment will become extremely busy. Opportunities will begin flowing in and out. You will be required to attend to every detail simultaneously, and you will not be able to rest until every task is complete. Should you manage to fulfill your obligations and complete each task in a timely fashion, the blessings of Rainbow Spider shall be yours. Your home will forever be a place of harmony and flow. So what I'm hearing for Ashan's feelings for you, reunion time, is there's definitely, yeah, we definitely had harmony, right? Your home will forever be a place of harmony and flow. There's something in the doing, though, that needs to be addressed here. I'm not sure if you guys work together or if you are working on a project together or if there's something in your work that you're not focusing on. But Ashan feels that there can be balance between the two of you and your work. Like in your house, there can be balance, or in your relationship, there can be balance by not forgetting your unique, and I hate to say this, your unique identities, right? Your ego identities, your lives that you have outside of each other. Sorry, I dropped my grounding pad and I need that right now. The cycle can come to an end where things are not balanced properly, where you're losing yourselves in each other, once you both learn to balance your personal responsibilities and your spiritual journey, your personal, the blocks in your life that are keeping you from connecting to your essence, your soul. When you can balance that soul time with living in this 3D reality, then that cycle does complete. You do get the world handed to you. You do experience the world because you are the world. Okay? That's what I got for you, my friend. Let's go back and find if there's any more. Got Vibing Live. Cool. Okay, Pretty in Pink, after this question for Vibing Life, I'll do your other question. Okay, darling? Even if somebody else pops in, I'll do your other question. Is Buddy coming to visit this August? Let's see. I would like to thank all of you for sharing your time with me today, for joining in this live stream and sharing your energy. It helps grow the channel. Thank you for being here. Especially with all the technical difficulties we had. Cheryl, is this a general? No, these are specific readings for people. You can ask a specific question, or you can do a general. It's whichever you prefer if you would like one. Cheryl Mitchell, just let me know if you're still here, and I will do it. Mother, is Buddy coming to visit Vibing Life in August? Vibing Life, I already forgot your name. Is it Kai? Is that right? I don't remember things very well. I'm sorry. I'm working on it. Is Buddy coming to visit Vibing Life in August, this August 2026? This is the one. Hey, can we clarify that, please? Okay, so you got the Tower, and you got the Ace of Swords. So with the Ace of Swords, the story that comes with this, the narrative for Quill, is about the power of who's writing the story, the power of... Do you smell like one too? I don't know. Does smell like what? A quill? No, I don't smell like a quill. So what I'm hearing is like the story you're telling in your mind, you are definitely authoring the outcome here. But there's definitely something where it's like coming through in a way you're not going to expect it, even if you are intentionally trying to manifest this. There's something about loosening the reins a bit and just letting the universe usher this visit in from Buddy, I would say yes, there is going to be an interaction, but it may not be physical. It may be I don't want to tell you that. It could be very specific dream encounters, is what I just heard. Very specific dream encounters. But that's not to discourage you, Kai. I would just be open. Yeah, be open to. And again, with the Page of Cups, you have Kuan Yin here. Like, this is pretty energy. You don't need to worry. Like, don't be fearful about it. But the visit is going to have some type of massive impact on your relationship. Could be good or bad, but Tower is big energy, right? Tower is shaking up energy. But we have Kuan Yin. Don't be afraid. Yeah, I see. I knew it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to ask again. Is Buddy coming to visit Kai this August in the physical flesh? That's too many cards. I had a whole chunk of cards come out. Yes, he is. You got the Chariot. Yeah, he is. Okay, we're gonna go do Pretty in Pink's other question. Honestly, Pretty in Pink, I don't think I even need to pull a card because, yeah, he has been. Like, I could tell that when I was doing your reading earlier. I'll pull a card. I'll pull 2 cards. Did B realize how much Pretty in Pink loved and cared for him, please, Mother? Yes. You got the Ace of Swords. Clarity, it's truth. Yes, he did. And has he been around Pretty in Pink watching over her? I feel like, yeah, he has been. And it's not like he knows you're capable, but because he experienced your pain, he wants to do it as an act of, like, not that he has to do penance. Like, that's not. Yes, now you can hear. Okay, cool. So I'm not sure how much of what you heard before, but I said I didn't even need to do a reading because when I was working with your energy earlier with him, I could tell he knew that you loved him and that you knew he cared for him. Even like in life, he knew that. Also, I do know that he is taking care of you and with you because that it was just very much, you can hear, very much in his energy, like he wanted to witness your growth was kind of what I was hearing. Yeah, for sure. And the card that came out when I asked, did he know how much you loved? Was the Ace of Swords. So that's clarity, of course. Yes, he knew how much you loved him and cared for him. And then when I asked, is he around you? Yes, because I just told you he wants to witness your growth. This is the Nine of Pentacles. He wants to witness your stepping into this very sovereign, self-made woman. He wants to witness that. Okay, for sure. Okay, so I think everybody else cut out of here because my microphone stopped working. Would anybody else like a personal reading now? If not, I think I'm going to head out. You're welcome, Pretty in Pink. He definitely is very much protector on your side. And there's no hard feelings there. Like, he's very honored to witness you and to be one of your angels right now. Thank you, Cecilia. All right, one last call. If anybody wants a personal reading, put your name and question in the chat, and I will pull it right before I leave. Last reading of the day. Anybody else want a reading? It's purging, darling. I don't know what you're releasing, but don't resist it. Accept it and welcome it with love and let it flow through you and let it take what it needs to take out of your body. All right. Any other people would like a personal reading? I am going to take one last reading request. If you'll pop your name and question in the chat. No, he's not. He's not sad about anything. He's not sad about anything. I don't even have to, like, I can tell, like, I can just feel his energy. He's not sad about anything. There's an acceptance of what is. Yeah. I think maybe that's part of the reason why he wants to be one of your angels, is to watch your life unfold. And maybe he will take up the role of spirit guide for one of your kids or something. Yeah. I get that. Anybody else like a personal reading? Pop your name and question in the chat and I will pull for you. Last reading of the day. Yeah, probably. I didn't want to say that, but I was going to tell you, like, when you were asking if he was sad that he didn't get to experience passing on his lineage, multiple realities are all happening at the same time. So even in this, if it didn't, he in the life review, like, he's been able to tap into that reality in a different way. So that's why he doesn't feel sad. Like, all is one. That was the feeling I got for that. All right, guys, I don't see any other reading requests, so I'm going to go ahead and close out this message. I would like to genuinely thank you all for being here today, for sharing your energy, sharing your space, for being kind to each other and patient, especially through all the technology issues. So thank you so much for that. And I'd like to remind you, on this channel, always come as you are and stay as you become. Bye, my friends.